Welcome to Show Me Something Wrong.
For each episode, one of us chooses a movie to watch that the other hasn't seen. The movie is often obscure, usually odd, and always, especially in this case,
Very fucking wrong. I'm Dave.
And I'm Guy, and today I've chosen the movie, and I'm sorry to say, it is Dog and Aunt.
An apology before we've even heard the theme song. Very appropriate.
Bear with us, guys.
There's going to be a lot of bearing with us today.
Let's start with a disclaimer for this episode. I have a couple of points that should be said before we get into the film. Today's film is fucked, is point number one. And we're talking about some pretty weird stuff. And although I think we don't have any sensitive listeners, easily offended listeners, because they would have given up a very long time ago, this one comes with a warning. So yes, if you are sensitive to
fucking dogs,
which you should be, maybe you might want to just skip this one. Who knows? But it's not all as bad as that. Okay, bear with us.
Yeah, I would say though, like, it's not our first time we've done a film about fucking animals.
No, and that was our most popular episode, isn't it?
Yeah. What's going on there? Why that?
It seems like people love fucking animals.
It's got like triple the listens almost of our episodes. But yeah, we did Nay Means Yes. I would say this is worse in terms of the animal stuff.
It ranks up on the bestiality level.
Yeah. It's a notch up from Nay Means Yes.
Well, Nay Means Yes there wasn't any, it wasn't really much horse on
person.
Yeah, there was like severed horse sticks and stuff, but it wasn't like...
Yeah, it was gross, but it wasn't hauntingly gross like this film is.
Yeah. So that's point number one. Point number two. This is a legitimate film we're talking about. We are not just reviewing bestiality porn now. This is an actual studio film. It is 100% legal in Japan, where we are now.
No one actually fucks a dog in this film. There's no dog dick going into a person in this film.
I'm going to come back to that.
Oh, no. No. Okay. Oh, no.
But
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Leads me to my next point. Whilst this is completely legal in Japan, it is probably not legal in some other countries. Because of that, we cannot be your source to see this film. In fact, this film was shown to us by our friend who has a copy. We don't actually own the film. I don't know about you, Dim. I don't want to own it.
No.
But we were given a screening, one-off screening for this very odd film I would like to see just once.
Yeah. So normally I would cut in the audio clips into the episode. I won't be doing that today. And you don't want to hear it anyway. It's just going to be a bunch of dog panting and aunt moaning.
Aunt moaning, yes. So I'll tell you what.
Is that all the warning?
Is there anything else we should add?
No, I think that's the key.
That covers it.
The key points, yeah.
All right, well, before we get into the film itself, I thought it would be a great opportunity to talk about the legality of the whole thing, okay? So, bestiality in Japan is a very grey area. It's not just like... Australia? What's the legality of it in Australia?
I'm pretty sure it's very illegal, yeah.
Yeah, so it's not illegal in Japan.
Really?
Yes, but it's not so simple as legal, not legal, black and white. It's a very grey area. So there is in fact an Animal Welfare Act in Japan that protects animals' rights and can land you in jail if you do some funky stuff.
Funky stuff?
Yes. But the legality of it, whether it is the act itself is legal or illegal, comes down to one point.
Right.
And that point is whether the animal was hurt or not.
Oh, that's very dodgy territory right there.
Oh, yeah.
Because who are they to say whether the animal's hurt or not?
Well, I mean, If it's in pain, yeah. So you could
So, like,
you
if the
could
dog's,
argue,
if the dog's having a good time, it's okay.
for example, in the film we're talking about today, the dog is on the giving end.
Yeah.
If he was on the receiving end, then that might, constitute as it being in pain or suffering in some way. So that might end up being an illegal act.
Right.
Whereas if he's a giver, which our dog Sandy we're talking about today it is very, very legal.
Very, very legal.
Yes. So the point is, as long as the act does not cause any pain, it does not violate the Animal Welfare Act. Fun point.
Yeah.
Actually, no, it's not fun. Nothing about this is fun. I don't know if you've heard about this. In Japan, like, the way animals are kind of protected, I mean, they're barely protected, really. They're kind of almost thought of as property rather than living creatures. So if you were to say, kill a dog, kill someone's dog, whatever, or anything, the charge that you would be given is damage to property.
Right.
Over, like, killing a living animal or something. So the penalty is a lot lighter here than other countries, which is kind of weird. But then also, it comes down to whether the animal also belongs to you or not.
Right.
Because you can damage your own property. That's not illegal.
Right.
Right? You can fuck your dog, or you can have the dog fuck you. I don't know. Kill your dog. I don't know. But it's your dog. It's your property. I'm sure it's fucked up. I'm sure there's something in there which will prevent you from killing your dog. But the crime itself, which falls under the damage to property, I mean, if you think about it, you can damage your own property, right? You can't damage someone else's property. You can't go and fuck up someone's car or something.
Yeah.
You can fuck up your own car if you want. And unfortunately, animals get categorized under people's property.
But you're not allowed to hurt animals. So is there this is confused. Is there like an overlap there?
I think there is an overlap.
Very confusing stuff.
Yeah. This is just all stuff I found online talking about the Animal Welfare Act and Bestiality Act. So
it's just very, like everything in Japan, it's very grey, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, the one thing I found, quote here, it says, if the target is an animal that doesn't belong to you, it's criminal damage to property. If the animal is one's own, then it does not constitute a crime.
That's weird.
Right?
That is... What?
So I unfortunately had to look up a lot of bestiality laws and things. This is a complete side note, but get this.
You're definitely getting put on a list somewhere with that search history.
Oh, I know. I was just like, fucking hell. Like, I hope I'm not getting tracked or something. I felt bad just like searching the title of this film, trying to find out like background information about this. Like,
yeah, we're probably both on a list after this episode.
The
drops.
naughty list.
Yeah.
No, I was reading about cases involving bestiality off Wikipedia. I'm not going off some fucking weird bestiality porn site. And there was this case in Morocco where 15 boys raped donkeys and became infected with rabies.
What the fuck? Oh my god.
How mad is that?
Well, that's a quick comeuppance for those donkey fuckers. Donkey rapers.
Donkey rapers. Oh,
Jesus
15.
Christ. On a like less fucked note, just in general in Japan, something that I've always been quite disturbed by here is just the way that people treat their pets here. I'm not talking about in a cruel kind of way, but like when you see someone with a dog here, they're often in a pram.
Oh yeah.
I've seen guys with like pugs strapped to them like in a papoose. And I just think there's a very different understanding of what it means to have a pet in Japan compared to the West. And I think it might be because it's like kind of a newer thing, the idea of having a pet here.
Right.
It's not something that was a long-standing tradition here. So it's like they're still working out how to do it.
Figuring out how to own
should
cats.
I put this dog in a pram? Should I fuck this dog? What?
Oh no.
But it is, don't you think that's funny? Like the first time I came to Japan, I saw a man with a pug in a papoose, right? And I thought it was the funniest fucking thing I'd ever seen. I'm like, that's a sight I'm never going to see again. Now that I live here, I see that shit every day. And I don't even bat an eyelid.
No, I see more people pushing their dogs in prams than actually walking them.
Yeah, and I see more people pushing dogs in prams than babies.
Oh, yeah.
By far.
Yeah, that's
by far.
Yeah. No one walks their babies anymore.
Well, no one has babies anymore. That's the problem. They've got dogs instead of babies.
And that also goes into the fact that they treat them... It's kind of weird because it's like they treat them as like their kids in a way. Like they dress them up in weird fucking clothes, right?
Yeah.
And put shoes on them and shit. But then on the other side, like they are still thought of as like property.
Yeah, that's so strange, right? And yeah, you see it in the dogs that you see here as well. Like, I love dogs. Not as much as the aunts in this film, but I love dogs and I love cats and stuff. But animals here, they tend to not be that friendly because they've been treated like babies or property, I guess. And they've got a real attitude on them, all these dogs here.
That kid's got an attitude.
That pug's got an attitude.
Probably got fucked earlier in the day. So, let's... I'll tell you what. I think a good way to start this episode is talking about how you first came to know about it.
Sure.
Because this, in a way, is a sequel or a follow-up to a previous episode.
Yeah. Well, we said in our last episode, you should listen to Nay Means Yes if you haven't already before listening to this one. Get your horse fucking episode in before the dog fucking one. But yeah, like, I talk about it in the Nay Means Yes one, but when I was looking for information about Nay Means Yes, I just came across this website of all like animal themed Pinku films. And this one just like blew my mind because the poster is both the most horrifying and funniest poster I've ever seen, which is this woman getting sort of like, you know, on all fours in a doggy style position with a very unpleasant look on her face, and then just a big fucking what do they call, like an English what do they call the English sheepdog? It's like the Dulux ad dog, basically. One of those big dogs looming in the
old
background.
English sheepdog, yeah,
just like in the background, just of this poster, and it both made me laugh and horrified me because I'm like, what is this film? And then we have gone on an almost 2-year journey
It's been 2 years.
Yeah, I think it is two years from now, like, to try and find this film.
I'm not. That's a bit of a stretch. I don't think we've actually been looking for this.
Yeah,
I don't know.
every day.
I've not been looking for this film.
I went as far as to ask a few friends, like, yeah, have you got a copy of this? And they're like, no. And that's about as far as I went.
Which is gets me to my next point. This film's never been released.
Right.
So this never had a video release or anything.
Sure.
So I don't know how our mate has a copy. But I guess that's also the case with Nay Means Yes. You get those like cinema prints that get dubbed. I don't know how that works.
The Nay Means Yes that we watched was definitely taken from a film source and copied onto something. But this one that we watched, this Dog and Aunt copy, to me, that this felt like, or looked like a video release, which is kind of weird. Yeah. Because it had like a logo at the start that was a very like video looking logo. So maybe they were going to release it, made it, and then it didn't come out or something. I don't know.
All sources just say it's never been released.
Sure.
So I'm not sure about that.
Just to go into, but before we get into the film and stuff, could you tell us what's the release date of this film?
This is 95.
95? Fuck, it looks much older than that.
Yeah.
And the title in Japanese is Inu to Obasan, right?
Oh, yeah, which gets me to my next point. So if you did listen to the Nay Means Yes episode...
I called it Dog and Grandma.
We called it Dog and Grandma. And I think that's a cultural thing. Like, because
kind of, yeah.
Linguistically, if you look at the language, so you got Obasan, which is aunt, and then Obasan, which is grandma. So the A sound is elongated for grandma. So in Japan and other Asian countries, people kind of get categorized by their age. So we often find in Japanese and Hong Kong films, especially, they're calling everyone like uncle, right? And I remember when I first saw these like Hong Kong films, I was like, wow, this person's got a lot of uncles. Yeah. A lot of aunts and uncles. And then it's like, oh no, we just call anyone of that age group aunt or uncle, which is kind of the same in Japan as well.
Yeah.
For English speakers, we don't call people aunt and uncle unless we have a direct relation to them, right?
Sure.
Whereas we do call someone grandpa or grandpa based on their age group.
Yeah. I think it's a weird one, right? Because, like, I think as well, specifically in Japan, if you call someone Oba-san, it's quite, it's a bit offensive as well, right? If it's someone who's, like, you know, in the 30s or 40s, they're not going to want to be called that.
No.
Right.
No.
And
They wouldn't be Oba-san level by that age, right?
But if they did get called that, right, they would take offense to that, right?
Yeah.
Because you kind of getting towards it at that point.
Sure.
Yeah, so it has this, like, it's a weird one because it's not like saying grandma, but it does have that hint of, like, you're an older, over the hill kind of person, right? Yeah. So this film, it's almost like a better title would be, like, Dog and Old Biddy or something like that, you know, like which doesn't work as well, but that's the kind of vibe that it's going for. Dog and slightly over the hill lady,
middle-aged
woman. Yeah.
The point is, in this film, there's no. Oh, just clicked.
Wait,
she is an aunt.
She is.
She is an aunt. Oh my god! I was about to say
that might be a
she's not
detail I missed.
Yeah, and I fuck's sake, yeah, I missed it too the first time round. And I had all this spiel I was going to say, like, she's only called aunt because of her age, but she's not actually not. But no, she is a fucking aunt, and there's a character in here, which is her niece. Fuck! She's an aunt, everyone. This film is Dog and Aunt, which is totally correct.
She's a real aunt.
She's an aunt.
I missed that detail, definitely.
We'll get into that.
Yeah. I don't know if you want to do it now or later, but did you want to talk about the director of this as well? Because that's something that surprised me a lot.
Oh, me too. Film. Yeah, so that was actually going to be my next point. So probably the most surprising facts about this movie, at least for me, is that it's by a female director.
And not just any female director, but a pretty well-known Pinku director.
The most prolific female pink director in Japan.
I can't think of anyone that comes quite as close to her, but yeah, Sachi Hamano. Have you seen any of her films before?
Oh, you know what? I've seen a couple of her newer films.
Right.
But not, I don't want to say heyday, but, you know, she's been going for so long.
Yeah, she's been around for a long time. I had seen films by her without knowing that they would necessarily by her. One was called Whore Hospital.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, I got her way back in the day when I used to do my website, Mondo Explodo. I used to review pink films, and the company, I think they're just called Pinku Eiga. They're a British company that released a lot of pink films. Yeah, they're like
the overseas label for pink films, right?
And they sent me a box full of pink films, and that was just one of them.
Nice.
I remember it being not particularly good, or there was nothing special about it, but her most famous film, I literally just watched an hour ago.
Okay.
Because I was like, oh yeah, I need to see that film because I've heard so much about it. Drifting into Chaos. Have you seen that?
Not seen it. Sounds good though.
It's like, yeah, female director. You would expect to get something that's like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what I expect. I don't know whether it's like me just being judgmental by imagining that a female Pinku director would make a softer film, maybe, or something that feels like it's from a female perspective, because it is from a female perspective. But Drifting into Chaos is one of the most fucking disgusting, reprehensible pink films I think I've ever seen. So it's from the late 80s. And imagine Last House on the Left and Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh my God.
But dipped in like a kind of BDSM Pinku kind of vibe. But it's also goofy as fuck as well. Like, so it's these two women who get kidnapped by this disgusting incestuous family for a birthday present for the grandfather of the family. So it's very like Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
And it's just like non-stop abuse, and it's disgusting.
Okay.
It's pod worthy, but I don't even know if I'd want to talk about it because it's just too much.
It's a bit mean. Sounds mean. I'll watch
it's a very mean film, but it's got like this stupid like clownish music over the top, kind of like Last House on the Left as well. But it's very surprising to see a female director making stuff like that, and like this Dog and Aunt film.
Oh yeah.
Although I would say this film does feel more like it's from a female perspective. As outrageous as this film is, there is quite a genuine sadness to that character that I found quite realistic.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So the director is Sachi Hamano, female director. She's made 300 Pink films.
Fuck.
Which is insane. Her real name, though, is Sachiko Hamano.
Right.
So she dropped the ko in her name, which is a suffix often used for Japanese women, like Hanako or Natsuko, or your favorite, Mamiko.
Oh. Is it my favorite?
You always say like your favorite Japanese name, Mami.
Yeah, but that's more than Mummy by itself. Mummy.
No, Mamiko. So they always drop the name as like their nickname kind of thing. I know loads of Mamikos.
I only know mummies without the ko.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because I don't know any mummies.
I know a couple of mummies.
She dropped the ko in her name because, especially at the time, there's an extremely male-dominated industry. No studios wanted to give any directing work to women, and her like male co-workers were just like, you should drop the ko from your name, and then you will appear to be a male, at least on paper.
Right.
And that's how she kind of got her foot in the door. But it's always been like a real hardship. She's had to direct films under alternative names and all that shit. So it's been a journey and a struggle, but she's ended up as like one of the most, famous, prolific, and
Renowned
Pink movie directors. She even actually worked with Koji Wakamatsu Studios before, which is pretty cool. And although she rose to prominence with the Pink films, she's now become the executive director of Japan Film Directors Association.
What?
Yep.
I don't know what that is, but it sounds impressive.
Sounds pretty good, right?
Yeah.
And she's the most written about female Pink director, like, ever.
Right.
So, well done, her.
Well done, Dog and Aunt director.
So, the title for this, we mentioned before, Dog and Aunt, that's the original title. Then, when it had its cinema release, it got given a subtitle.
Right.
And
often happens
it
with Pink
does.
films.
It's weird how that happens,
It's
isn't
very complicated. Like, Sato films are the worst, because they've got re-release titles, then they have his preferred title, which, like, the fans refer to it as, so that some of his films end up with, like, 3 or 4 titles.
Yeah.
It's very
so
complex.
confusing. And I always find, like, the subtitle, I mean, it's often more lewd, and they try to make it sound more sexy for its cinema release to kind of, boost interest, right?
Yeah.
So this film was initially made as Dog and Aunt, however, it was later given the subtitle... Fucking hell, I don't even want to say this. It was given the subtitle... Lustful Lady Munching Dog.
Oh, fuck.
Right.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yep.
Yeah, some of those titles that they give are just so fucking gross and grim. There's one that just every time I see it, I feel both sad while also having a bit of a laugh. Yeah. There's a Sato film from the early 90s called Office Lady Rape, Devouring Giant Tits.
What the fuck?
Oh, man.
And it's so annoying because they're all so similarly named, right?
Yeah.
It's always like, big tits with a uniform involved and lady and rape, and it's always like the same repertoire of words kind of get mushed together to make some kind of exciting sounding, titillating movie title.
Yeah.
It's very annoying. Dog and Aunt, aka Lustful Lady Munching Dog. Surprisingly, get this. This film still gets played a lot in Pink cinemas.
Really?
Yes.
Holy shit.
And I found pictures on Twitter of it playing in both Pink cinemas in Shinsekai in Osaka.
Wow.
That you can see the posters and everything. Like, fucking hell. Wild. Not only that, this is going to blow your mind, Dave. Right. This film played at Kanazawa Film Festival
What's Kanazawa Film
It's like one of the biggest film festivals in Japan.
Right.
Like, it's one of the biggest film festivals in Japan. This played there.
Why?
So they were doing a special program called Thanatos and Taboo. And it was like showcasing all these like mad films, right? And this was picked up.
That's fucking ridiculous. It's not even a good pink film.
But there's a dog! So the film festival, it's called Thanatos and Taboo. They had a kind of, what do you call it, disclaimer or whatever. The film festival said this. So Thanatos and Taboo is a film festival that aims to squarely discuss eros and human activity and all phenomena related to the realm of Thanatos through movies, without taboos. Therefore, here we will select and screen works from all eras and countries that have no consideration whatsoever for moral standpoints. The basic character of this film festival is to maintain an unethical stance. And I hope that this film festival, Thanatos and Taboo, will give so-called perverts the courage to live as perverts. This film festival approves all kind of perverted pursuits of pleasure.
So
That's their disclaimer.
It's just like, yeah, just go fuck a dog.
Fuck a dog.
That's essentially what they're saying in a nutshell.
Well, funny you say that. Because you said you found this film on a website.
Yeah.
This film, and I think it might have been this film festival's website, because they also played Horsewoman Dog and Nay Means Yes. It wasn't all animal stuff, but there was quite a lot.
Why are they so focused on that?
I know. They also played Giallo in Venice and Emmanuel in America and some other stuff. It was all weird shit from all countries, but that's easily the biggest screening this has ever had.
Right.
And fucking Kanazawa Film Festival is just, it's a big deal. And with that, let's get into it. So, Dave, what happens in the first shot?
God. Oh, this is immediately upsetting.
Yeah.
The first shot is a classic black background pinku scene. They love that in pink films. Yeah, we've got a woman, black background, and she is getting licked on the tits by a big old English sheepdog. And it's so disgusting. The sounds are fucking horrible. We've got all this like slurping, licking, dog panting over it. And it's also kind of a little bit funny as well, because they've obviously put something on her tits for the dog to lick.
Yep.
Do you know what I thought the whole time through this? Every time this dog was licking this woman, I was like, this is dangerous. What if that dog just goes in for a chomp?
Yeah, you lose a tit.
Yeah, it's quite a brave performance from this woman. But anyway, an absolutely disgusting opening scene that goes for fucking ages. The dog's licking her boobs. Then it gets even worse where she's like licking... It's like giving her head, basically.
Yeah.
Like licking between the legs. And she has panties on, but it's disgusting.
But then she
so
takes off
fucked.
her panties.
Oh yeah, fuck! I forgot about that.
she gets-
She then takes off her panties, gets on all fours, and the dog's just like licking her butt with these gross licking sound effects in this horrifying fucking wide shot with just this black background and this dog just going for it. And it's just like, this dog doesn't know it's in a fucking movie. This dog doesn't know what it's doing. This dog's just licking...
there for food.
Yeah, this dog's just like licking some tasty stuff. He doesn't know that he's being exploited in this film.
No, it's a bit sad, isn't
It's
it?
fucking disgusting. It's so gross.
Yeah.
And like, I know like it's not a dog fucking a woman or anything, but it's disgusting. Like it's so gross. It's horrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's probably the most disgusting opening to any film I've ever seen. I can't think of anything
It's
as
very upsetting,
fucking-
isn't it? Yeah.
like glaringly horrible as this. Like just in your face. Ugh.
And so yeah, then she asks, so we got to say the dog's name, who she keeps calling out, Sandy.
Sandy.
She asks Sandy to put it in her, and we fade to black.
Yeah, put its long thing in her. I think she
man.
refers to it as.
One of the things that I found, I don't know how I found it, but it made me think.
Made me reconsider
me-
my sexual preferences.
No, it didn't. But in the opening scene, so we have Sandy licking the aunt, and you have like the characters getting introduced by text on screen. So you have in big white block letters, Sandy, old English sheepdog, male, 4 years old.
Yeah.
And I was like, and it made me think, is it better or worse that Sandy's only 4?
Yeah.
Because you couldn't like, I don't think age and age of consent comes into play when we're talking about dogs.
It's a dog. It doesn't have, and there's no consent.
I know, but then can you imagine if they were looking for an 18-year-old dog and this like old like ratty patchy hair falling out dog was licking the aunt. So yeah, just made me think.
God. Yeah, that was a fucking weird detail that they put its age.
Sure.
Why did they need to do that?
But then they put the aunt's age as well. So the aunt, Chiaki Saita is the character's name. She is female. We could have guessed, but it still says 54 years old. So there's quite a big age difference.
Yeah. Do you think that appealed to, so you've all right, we've got the dog fucking crowd in. We've got them. Do you think they put that in to like to get some pedos in as well or something?
Oh, for the dog?
Yes.
So it's not just a dog, it's a 4-year-old dog.
But wait, what's that in human years? You got to times it by.
Google it.
Let me Google. let me Google dog age calculator. Bear with us. Oh fucking hell! I've got. Oh Jesus! It wants me to sign in. Hang on.
What, for a dog age calculator?
Hang on a sec. Oh fucking hell! There's got to be another one. All right, here we go. All right. I found a chart.
Okay.
Dog age chart.
Yeah.
Now, Guy, you famously don't know much about dogs. If you go back to our episode about an old man and his
big
dog,
yellow dog,
where you referred to a small dog
He's a big yellow dog
that wasn't yellow as a big yellow dog. So now, this dog, what would you say size-wise? This
he's a big dog.
Yeah, this is okay. Good, you've got that. That's good. So, so this is a definite big dog. All right, so a big dog that is 4 years old. Well, it's all the fucking same. Doesn't matter if it's a small dog or a big dog. It's all the same age.
Well, now who doesn't know about dogs?
So this dog is a 32-year-old human. So in human years, 32.
Oh, okay.
So
That's all right,
a
then.
youngish man.
He's a stud. Yeah, stud. He's on the prowl. That's fine. That makes me feel better about it. So we got.
That makes you feel better about this woman getting fucking licked by a dog.
Yeah, well, when you say he's like 32 as opposed to 4,
Well, it's not a puppy, is it?
he'd be a big bloody puppy. So we get the we fade to black and we get our title screen: Inu, Toba-san, dog, and aunt. And then we are introduced to 2 new characters. We have a husband and wife, Mariko and Ryo. They're kind of in their nice house, really.
Yeah,
it's
they're
very
like
lavish.
a rich couple, right?
Mariko is sitting with Sandy, the dog, in the front garden, stroking it.
The titular dog.
Yeah, the dog that we've just seen lick a woman's bum.
Yeah.
Telling the dog how amazing it is, and everything is fantastic. And the aunt is kind of peering into the garden from the street and makes a comment like, I used to have a dog like that. And that was when I was like, wait, so what's the connection here? It took me ages to figure out. Like, at first I thought the dog's fucking scene we just saw was like a flashback to her dog that she used to have, which is now similar to the one that she's looking at. But then they're both called Sandy, so that doesn't work. And it wasn't until way later I realized that first opening scene is a flash forward.
Yeah, I also had no clue what
Right.
she does. Yeah.
It also helped that I found a very nice rundown synopsis online to help me kind of put these pieces together. But yeah.
It jumps around in time a lot.
Oh, yeah.
This film.
We're constantly going, mostly back.
Yeah, mostly back.
But that
right?
opening scene just goes forward.
I had no idea that was a flash forward.
Yeah.
Confusing.
Very. Unnecessarily so.
Yeah, for such a fucking simple film.
Yeah. So yeah, she goes home and she's very like glum and down, and she has bills and debts stacked up everywhere, and she's how did it get to all of this? Flashback. And this scene is great. It's not great, but
It's grim.
it's grim. Do you know the guy? Did you recognize the guy in this?
I did not.
So, this guy is a really famous male porn star.
Really?
And I didn't realize it when we were watching it, but after like looking through all the cast and everything, it fucking clicked. This guy, Yamamoto Ryuji, he's like he was one of the first like original like creepy male actors in porn films, like from way back in the day.
Right.
He kind of like set the standard for gross male like adult movie performers.
Right.
And he's done fucking everything. He's not gay, but he's even been in like gay porn films. He's been in everything. And he's always really fucking gross. That's his whole thing. He looks gross. He's like a real slime ball, got really like greasy hair. He's like always licking people. Got very fucking, he's a licker. He's a licker. And funnily enough, this guy, this is something I knew about like years ago. My friend told me, but I've not been able to go there yet. He actually owns an izakaya in Tokyo.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in Koenji. So he has his own restaurant. You can go and eat.
I would not want to eat anything he's made. He's probably been licking it.
I said we can go there next week, Dave.
Yeah, we are going to Tokyo next week. Let's go.
Should we go and ask him about Doganon?
Could be a mini.
We might have to.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, I say that it's his restaurant. I don't know. Is he always there or whatever,
Right.
or if he even wants to talk about Doganons? Yeah. But we could check it out.
Sure. Okay.
So yeah, that's him. He's a fun
That's
guy.
him?
That's him.
There's a lot of licking in this sex scene. It's a real classic Pinku scene. Licking central right here. She's licking his undies.
Pan licking, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's the aunt licking his undies, getting them
Nice and wet.
nice and wet, and it's just like the sex in this is so grim and greasy.
Greasy's a good word to describe it. Yeah.
Yeah, she's like straddling. She like dry humps him for a while, or I guess semi-wet humps him because all his undies are so wet. And there's a lot of like real gross like tongue kissing, but like
that's
really
his whole thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
just it's too much.
Yeah.
And it goes for ages.
It does.
as well.
It's a very long. This film is very sex scene driven.
Oh yeah, there's a lot. I mean, I wouldn't say driven. It's just
There's
sex
just a
scene
lot of them.
heavy. Yeah.
And one of the things that I've always struggled with Pink films is that there's too many sex scenes, and I feel like Sato he often gets the balance right because he has a good enough like.
He can work it in narratively.
Yeah,
right?
and the story is also good enough that you can kind of like sit through a couple of sex scenes and still enjoy the non-sex scenes. This is just like sex scene. That was a dog, a sexy scene. There's a lot. So yeah, she fucks this Yamamoto Ryuji guy, and then she kind of snaps back to reality for a split second.
Yeah,
then goes back into reminiscing about another guy.
And this one's worse. This scene because this scene is. The licking gets dark. We got some toe licking. We've got finger sucking. A lot of lip licking.
Lip licking.
His characters licking their lips. It's a lot of licking. So we've just seen flashbacks.
Yeah.
Of her fucking two different guys.
Yeah.
But we're not given the context of who they are.
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet. But like at this point, it's just like, yeah, she fucked this guy and this guy.
Yeah.
It's so structurally strange.
Yeah. But when she snaps back to reality, she says, well, thanks to them, all of this has happened. So thanks to these two people, she's in debt and she's kind of financially fucked. So she's like, right, I'm going to turn things around. I'm going to get back on my feet. And so she goes straight to the butcher's. buys 500 grams
Big old steak.
of premium steak, then buys a collar at the dog shop.
The dog shop.
The dog shop. Puts on a very dramatic disguise, big hat, big sunglasses, scarf, and she goes back to the house where she saw Sandy. So she arrives at the house, she goes back to the gate, and she calls Sandy over from the gate and kind of entices him over with the steak. Meanwhile, we see Mariko in the kitchen preparing Sandy's lunch. She comes out to give it to him, but Sandy is gone. They've done a runner. Mariko runs frantically through the street trying to find her beloved Sandy, but she cannot. It's a very heartbreaking scene.
She loves that dog.
Yeah, you know why?
Yeah, we find out soon.
Jesus, yeah. Cut to nighttime. The phone rings. Mariko and Ryo's house, and it's the aunt. It's the aunt. She's got a cool little voice modifier.
Yeah. Distorting her voice.
Yeah.
She's dog-napped Sandy. And she demands a fuckload of money.
Oh, yeah.
What was it? 500,000 yen? Is that what she demanded?
5 million yen.
Was it 5 million?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah.
Even more than I thought.
She's like, I got Sandy, and oh no, the best. So she's like, I got Sandy, and as soon as she says that, there's really dramatic keyboard music, wow. And yeah, she demands 5 million yen. The guy, the husband, is like, that's fucking ridiculous, and he hangs up. And his wife Mariko's fucking livid.
Yeah, she's like, that dog's my child.
Yeah. It gets very real in some points. There's some stuff that Mariko says later on. You're just like, fucking hell. Why did you write this into a fucking Pink film? It's wild. Anyway, so yeah, he's like, no, not paying that. That's crazy. Mariko's like, no, Sandy's family. We can't just buy a new dog. We need to get Sandy back. Next time the kidnapper calls, tell them that you'll pay. And she has a very good way of persuasion.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about this. She, slams the husband down on the couch, undoes his pants while demanding, please get Sandy back. And, yeah, does some classic undie sucking.
Oh.
Undie licking and sucking.
Yeah, and he's just like, okay, I'll take the day off work tomorrow, and I'll wait for the phone call. And he's,
do you know what would be a good song to put over this scene?
No.
From Zombie Urban Decay. Fuck a little, suck a little.
Oh no. MC Dirty D. I wonder if he was making such fire tracks in 95.
Fuck a little, suck a little.
Smoke a little,
Smoke a little, suck a little. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So then, full-on sex scene ensues. They do a bang on the sofa.
Bang on the sofa.
They do a bang on the sofa, and he agrees to pay the 5 million yen. They get another phone call the following day, and he fucking tries to
is it lowballing?
He's like, yeah, how about 2 million?
Yeah.
And he's like, no, 5 million, that's crazy. We're talking about a dog here. It's like, give me 2 million. Mariko's listening. She's fucking livid again. She's livid. And then she says to the husband, you're the reason we don't have any kids. And he's just like, oh. We're back to the aunt, Chica, and she starts telling Sandy about herself. And she's saying, your owners must be so cold. And she talks about how she used to be an excellent insurance salesman. Flashback.
Yes, this is the stuff that I'm gonna need your help with, because
Sure.
my Japanese is okay enough to get enough of this story, but the details of this stuff I went over my head of the business dealings.
Oh yeah,
the business side to Dog and Aunt.
Well, we have a flashback, and the aunt is standing outside a hospital, and a doctor walks out. Who is the doctor? Fucking Yamamoto Ryuichi,
Right,
the liquor who owns his restaurant.
Licky boy,
Yes,
Licky restaurant boy.
and he's a doctor. He's like a super duper doctor. And
super duper.
he is.
Doctor.
So he's working at this hospital, and he knows the aunt from some previous business they had together. But he's saying that him and his co-worker are looking to basically break off from this hospital, start their own place. And they want the aunt to be an investor. And they're going to make the hospital, and they're going to give all of the insurance contracts to her. So financially, it's a big thing for her.
Yeah.
And she's like, fuck yeah, I'm in 100%. So she kind of becomes involved with this guy in business, but also romantically.
Yeah, we get another long and very boring sex scene between the two of them again, right? And it's really gross.
It's very gross, yeah.
And
He's a very upsetting looking man, isn't he?
Yeah, he's very upsetting. And something I've noticed about Sachi Hamano from the films of hers that I've seen, she loves a disgusting dribbly cum shot.
Oh, yeah.
And
there's a few of them there. Yeah.
Yeah, this scene ends with a very gross bit of mouth coming.
Mouth coming. Oh,
And then some finger sucking after that as well. It's like, oh.
She's really tasting that jizz, isn't she?
Oh. But something I thought about watching this scene in particular, I was like, who is this film for?
Right?
Who the fuck is this fucking film for? Because you would assume it's for people who like to see dogs fucking women.
Sure.
And you got that in the opening scene, kind of. But then all the sex in this is so, like, it's gross and lazy.
Sure.
I don't mean it as, like, an insult to, like, the actress. I kind of mean it as an insult to the guy. But it's just very, like, what's the word? Workman-like. It's just like, yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
And they're coming to mouth.
There's not much flair to the sex, is there?
It's not. It's
yeah.
not, yeah.
Who is it for? Because we have... I mean, you'd imagine, yeah, this film is made for the dog-loving crowd. Right?
Yeah.
And it gets even more specific when it's like, right, I like dogs fucking or getting fucked by older women, right? Yeah. So it's not just young women. It has to be like older women.
Yeah.
So that's extremely specific. But then also this film, it's mostly human on human.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you'd be pretty disappointed either way. You're like, I like a dog, but I don't like a grandma. But fuck it, I'll go have a look because I want to see someone fuck a dog or something. But then it's like, this grandma's fucking men all the time. This is terrible. Where's the dog? And then on the other hand, it's like, well, I like slightly older women, but she keeps fucking the dogs. So this isn't working for me either. Yeah, it's a very, very specific film.
Specific, but it doesn't deliver, really.
No.
For what for who's... I don't know.
Who's the audience, yeah.
Who is it? I don't know.
Who knows? Funny story. This, the male actor, Yamamoto Ryuji, he's been arrested a couple of times for real sex in pink films. Like when it was, when it was only allowed to be like simulated. Yeah.
Right.
So he's been around for a while. So you would have hoped that his sex performance would have been good, but
I don't know if it's really his fault. It's just more the way it's shot.
right.
You know, it's very like, yeah, just like, here we go, hammering away. Very like, there's no... Hamano, from her films that I've watched, they're not visually interesting.
Right.
At all. Like her other stuff I've watched as well, it's very like, here's a locked off shot of a butt thrusting into someone for 5 minutes. You know, it's... Yeah. And the lighting as well, it's very, like, bleak. Yeah.
Well, she takes a dollop in the mouth, and then we get the voiceover of her saying, like, she is completely exhausted after filling out all of the doctor's orders and working towards this new hospital being built. Enter the new character, the niece.
Oh, she's the niece.
Yes, so she is actually an aunt.
Okay,
yes, an aunt,
right. Okay.
Now, the niece is also a naughty woman.
Naughty woman.
So, niece Yumi is a young woman who essentially just wants everything that her aunt has for some reason. So, she for some reason, ends up fucking the doctor because she wants what her aunt has through jealousy or something. It's not ever really explained.
I didn't really get that. But we get another... It's like just a rehash of the scene before, essentially, but with the niece fucking the gross guy. And, just very long-winded sex scene, very dribbly, a lot of saliva, another very, very bleak cum shot at the end.
Yeah.
On the chin.
On the chin.
She took one on the chin.
That's where we find out the doctor's not the most honest guy. Because he's fucking his partner's niece, for fuck's sake. And he says to her, apparently, that he's been eating a lot of, like, there's word for it, getamono. It's like low-quality meat.
Right.
And she's like, are you talking about my auntie? And he's like, oh, not so directly, but I can't say something bad about the investors or something whilst he's fucking the niece. But then we cut back to the aunt and she says, like, eventually the doctor disappeared from her presence, and the fact that he was a doctor was a complete lie.
Oh.
Yeah, he's not even a fucking doctor.
God.
And apparently, when she pulled up to the hospital to greet him, he was literally just walking through the entrance, like literally just leaving the hospital as if he was a doctor or whatever.
Oh, what a scam.
Yeah. So yeah, he completely just scammed her out of all of her money, did a runner, probably with her niece.
Poor aunt.
I know, left her only with a load of cum in her mouth. But undeterred, Chica the aunt continues to work, selling insurance, and she has a business meeting with some guy called Hanakuma, and suddenly, he's like, "You're the love of my life."
Yeah, he wants to marry her, right? And he's like, what, like maybe 30s?
He's a lot younger, yeah.
And she's like, come on, I'm 54, like I'm too old for you. But he's keen as a bean.
That's what you say.
Yeah. He's making out with her. We get another very grim sex scene. A lot of foot slurping.
Oh, yeah.
Slurping away on her feet.
But he says the greatest line in this scene. Because he loves her. He's fucking obsessed with her. And he's just like... he says, each one of your wrinkles is like a genital to me. He says, your whole body is full of genitals.
Wow. Wow.
Yep. So
Fuck.
He's licking away.
It's got the this is such a disgusting episode.
Yeah.
It's got such a gross moment of him going down on her, and he's just like drooling.
Yeah.
Like, it's so fucked. This scene's almost as disgusting as the dog fucking.
For me, it was kind of worse in a way.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
I think how it ends is the most disgusting thing.
What happens at the end again?
He finishes inside her and then like goes down on her and is
right.
like licking and slurping out all of his cum and like
No. Oh God.
It's so gross.
No fucking thank you, mate.
No thank you, mate. Keep that to yourself.
This is the worst episode we've ever recorded. No one. This episode is for nobody.
Well, much like this film.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry. We don't have too much left.
Oh, let's get through it. Come on.
So at this point, I was like, wait, where are all the dog scenes?
You're getting annoyed. Hey, come on.
I was like, if I'm here to see a dog and an aunt, I expect to see a dog and an aunt. Right? But, and then we get a scene.
Yeah, you got your wish.
It wasn't my wish. Yeah. But, you know, if you're advertising dog and aunt, you got to give dog and aunt, right? So she's in her room, you know, after reminiscing about all the men that have fucked her over. And she's stroking Sandy. He's just sitting there not knowing what the fuck.
He doesn't know he's in a movie.
He's waiting for the next peanut butter smearing to commence. So she's like, I'm sorry I put you through all of this because I fell for some stupid guy. And then Sandy starts, like, licking her.
Yeah, she pulls her shirt down to show her boobs, and Sandy gets involved.
And
That the dog's he's as fucking keen as a bean in this scene. He's going nuts. This is grim as fuck.
yeah,
This is bleak shit
Yes,
here.
I totally get what you mean about the way it's shot.
Yeah.
There's a particular shot in this scene that is just so fucking bleak.
I wonder if it's the same one.
Is it the one which is kind of like, it's a bit of a wide angle, it's taken from far away, and she's like on all fours, and Sandy's just sitting there just like licking her bum, and everything is in such full plain sight.
Yeah, there's one I would say that's a fucking bad one. There's one that I think is worse, but it's essentially like it's the scene that we saw in the beginning, but we're not in that black room, right? It's this is the real deal. This is happening in the aunt's apartment. But yeah, we've got that grim wide shot that you mentioned, but the worst one as he's like going for the butt, there's this just the most unflattering, horrible shot that's like shot sort of from underneath, so it's sort of looking it's like looking through, so her from the front, shot from the front, and her guts just sort of in frame, right? Like you can't see her face, just her gut hanging down, and then it's like through the legs and just the dog just going to town, and it's horrible,
so unflattering,
and it's fucked because it's a dog chowing down on an aunt.
What an aunt!
He's gone. It's horrible.
I mean, no disrespect to actually, there's some disrespect to the aunt. She shouldn't be fucking aunts. The dogs. She shouldn't be fucking dogs. But just like her guts hanging down, and it's all stretched out, and it's just like, oh, this is not a pleasant shot, really, is it?
I feel bad for this actress. Like, what happened? What happened in her life? Like, it's honestly, it's grim.
I think
it's
this
sad.
was the last film. I think it was either this is the first or the last film. I can't remember. Apparently, she's only been in 3 films, as far as I could find.
Just like, why would you want to put yourself through this? Unless you
maybe she likes dogs.
Yeah. But again, there's no actual dog fucking.
No, there's just a lot of licking.
But you said before you were like,
I'll get to that.
Oh no,
there's something which I cannot.
Oh.
I'll get to it.
Okay,
I'll get to it.
All right. I'm worried about that one.
We don't know. And then I love this scene because the next scene, the husband of Mariko's just in a bar, just like drinking. He's like, 5 million yen for a fucking dog. Like, what ridiculous. And then we get fucking mad scene.
Oh,
this is great.
This actually this is the funniest shit ever.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's so good. So Mariko, the wife, we cut to her in bed masturbating to the thought of Sandy. She's like shouting out Sandy's name.
Yep. And
she's masturbating thinking about her dog.
Yep. And she's saying she's like dirty talking, right?
About her dog.
Yeah. So was Sandy fucking Mariko as well?
Maybe, yeah.
I think yes. Or at least Mariko loved Sandy.
Yeah.
Because then, like, the husband comes back and he's just like, oh my god.
It's so funny and awful. Like, it's like, cuck porn. But
it is.
With a dog.
He's getting cucked by his dog.
He's getting cucked by his dog, which he has to pay a ransom to get back. But he like walks in on his wife who's masturbating, talking about the dog, and he just has this look of horror, and then goes downstairs, and he's just
sits on the sofa in the dark,
just stewing in the darkness. Oh my god! Oh fuck! That was like funny and quite horrible as well.
Yeah. The look of shock on his face. Oh, it was great.
Cucked by an English shepherd. An old English dog.
No wonder she wants to get him back so much. Yeah.
Oh, man.
And he goes back to bed. Mariko's now asleep. And he's just like, oh, I've left you alone for too long, haven't I? That's why she's fantasizing about fucking her dog. Or reminiscing, we don't know. We don't know. So he says, like, you know, I'll pay the 5 million yen as punishment to myself for, like, you know, leaving you alone all this time. Fucking cuck.
Cucked by a dog.
You know your marriage is not going well when you're getting cucked by your own dog. Yeah. Oh, dear. It's awful. So it's kind of like a weird love triangle, right? You have the husband and wife and Sandy, right?
Yeah.
But then you got the aunt and Sandy as well.
Yeah.
It's a very complicated, like, web of people, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, a lot of
and a dog.
and a dog. So the next day they get the phone call. He answers, and she's the aunt's like, "Right, what are you going to do?" And he says, "We'll give you the 5 million yen." She says, "All right, we'll meet today at the park, 12 p.m." And then she hangs up, and she has Sandy next to her, who's just fucking doesn't know what day it is, and so she's like stroking Sandy.
He doesn't have a clue.
And this is where a scene may have been cut.
Okay.
Because in the version that we were shown, she's sitting there, she's stroking Sandy, and then the scene ends. Now, the reason I've been able to kind of retell this story so well through this part, I say so well, as if I did say it myself, I'm remembering the scenes, is because I found a synopsis breakdown of all the scenes online. Now, in the synopsis that I found, someone said she's stroking Sandy, and then she goes and reaches
Oh, no.
and starts to fillet him, and then takes his dick from behind.
What?
Is what was written in this shot-for-shot breakdown that I read. So I wonder if the one that we were shown has been cut and this scene actually exists, which may have been, I don't know, the one that was shown in the film festivals.
Fucking hell.
Right?
Maybe the original like screenings or... Oh, my God.
And I wonder if there's a different cut from, like, the dog and aunt cut, and then the, what was it, the lustful lady munching dog, whatever.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's, you know, it's like cut uncut kind of thing.
Oh.
So
Wait, so a real dog...
all I got was, like, she's stroking him, and then she reaches down, starts squeezing his dick, blows him, then gets fucked by him.
Oh.
Thankfully, we didn't see that. Maybe that scene exists, though. I don't know.
I'm really glad that we didn't see that.
Yeah. Just the licking is more than enough.
Yeah. Fucking hell. Oof.
So, we go to the park. Chica's left the house. Chica, the aunt, has left the house. She's taking Sandy with her. And it gets after 12. No one's arrived yet. The aunt is late. The couple are kind of panicking. She's not here yet. She's not here. What are we going to do? But she's kind of moving towards them, at least. And she gets very close to them. But then decides, no. She's like, I'm not going to exchange you over for money. Because you're my destined lover. She says to Sandy. And she goes home. Takes Sandy back with her. She can't bear to part with him. And the two are left there waiting. And they say, you know, we'll go to the pet store tomorrow.
Yeah.
Get a new dog.
So does that mean you said the first scene's a flash forward? So is that meant to be a different dog that they've then bought at the pet shop?
No, because then the next scene is the aunt fucking the dog again. It's the same scene from the beginning.
Right.
Played at the end. So the aunt takes Sandy back, gets licked, and then that's it.
Oh, you mean that scene at the start?
Yeah.
Is a flash forward.
Flash forward to the last scene.
Right, okay, now that makes sense. Yeah, I thought you meant that the scene where where she sees the dog was a flash forward.
Right. Yeah, no, that whole, like, opening sex scene, we basically see it again.
Yeah,
at
it just
the
plays
end.
again. Yeah. Right. I mean, I kind of because it's so weird, right, with that black background. I just thought it was there to be like, yeah, here's some dog fucking. It's not even narratively
Right.
in tune with anything else that's happening, right?
So yeah, then we get the final sex scene and then end.
Yeah, like the end credits are like going over this gross dog
Yeah.
fucking.
So that was Dog and Aunt.
Dog and aunt.
Dog
Or dog and ant, if you're from America. I always find that weird how, Americans say ant for aunt.
Yeah.
But, like, how do they determine, like, when you're talking about an aunt and when you're talking about, like, an ant?
Write in, American viewers,
Yeah.
listeners. Tell us how you...
How do you determine what you're talking about?
Apparently, I have a couple of tidbits for you, Dave.
Oh, boy.
According to the director herself, out of all the cast members, the dog's salary was the highest.
What? So the dog's owners?
Yeah, I guess, yeah. Not only that, at the time of its release, it was said to be a record-breaking hit.
What?
And at the time, bestiality films were really well attended at, like, Pink Cinemas.
Fucking hell.
And so, like, the owners of Pink Cinemas often, like, sent requests for bestiality films being made by production
God.
companies. And because, like, a lot of the directors, not surprisingly, were just like, I don't really feel like making bestiality films.
Yeah.
But because basically the production company would have to meet this demand, all the directors that were attached to these production companies would take turns directing these bestiality films to meet this massive demand back in the day.
God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not only that, it spawned a sequel.
What?
Yes, there is Dog and Aunt 2. Yes.
What?
And that actually got a VHS release.
What?
Yes.
Is that directed by
Yes,
Hamano again?
it's directed by Hanano, and Sandy makes a triumphant return.
Oh, God damn. Did you find any information out about the sequel? Could you find like a poster of it or
Yeah?
anything?
Yeah, you want to see it?
Yep, alright, let's see.
There you go. Here you go. So it's the...
Oh, God. Let's see, go on. Oh. It's that same, like, the superimposed dog looming in the background. Oh, God. New aunt.
New
Aunt.
Dog and Aunt, yeah. And the aunt is different as well, yeah. So,
Wow.
there you go. And apparently, according to the director, Sandy's acting was better than the first.
Ugh.
So, there you have it. That is Dog and Aunt. I wonder how many subscribers we lose.
Yeah, probably. Or we gain. You never know. Because nay means yes. There's a demand for bestiality podcasts, guy. We have to keep doing them. Just like the pink industry in the mid-90s.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking hell. That's insane that there was such a demand. Like, because I was thinking, like, who is this for? This must have flopped so hard, because who's going to go and see this? But no.
It was a record-breaking hit.
People want to see dog fucking and aunts. Why did it have to be an aunt?
I don't know.
Why is that an added element to it?
It's like two different genres and fetishes just like merged into one. This could be someone's fucking Disneyland. If you like dogs and aunts, this is like your favorite movie.
Oh, Christ almighty. What a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
I would say, I said it at the start. As a film, this is shit as well. This is not an artful film. There's very little of value to it. I would say that the main performance from the aunt, the titular aunt, I mean, she's pretty good for what this is.
Yeah.
She gives quite a sad, lonely performance.
Yeah. But
the film itself is so dull and ugly, and the story is it's both simple and convoluted
Sure.
for no reason.
Yeah. It's unnecessarily complicated.
There's so much filler, like gross sex filler, and I'm not just talking about the dog fucking. But yeah, it's not a film worth seeking out.
No.
Unless you like dogs and ants, the combination of dogs and ants.
Yeah. No, I don't want to see this ever again.
I do love, in the last episode, I was like, oh man, I can't believe it.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about dog and ant, and then like immediately when we were watching it, I'm just like, no, I did not want to be watching this.
Yeah. It's not like, when we did Nay Means Yes, which is a great Pink film, and I could happily watch that again. And I've still not seen it, but his other Horsewoman Dog, has that got real horse and dog stuff in it?
I don't think
Right.
so. Yeah, I've seen it a while ago, and it's gross, but. Yeah, I don't know. It's always hard to know like what because it's pixelated as well. So who knows what they're doing in it?
Right. Yeah, no, I've not seen it. But is it like the same as this, where it's like a human and an animal like together?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
But this is much worse.
Because Nay Means Yes wasn't really like that.
Not
at all,
really. There's like, and it also the print we watched was so hard to see. It was hard to know what was going on. But yeah, my memory of Horsewoman Dog, like, it's gross, but I don't remember, like, anything that's, like, what's in this, with these, like, graphic close-ups of a fucking dog chowing down on a lady.
So, wrong-ometer.
Wrong-ometer is how wrong the film is. Well, I mean, fuck.
It's a dog.
I don't want to give it a 10 just because it's got a dog fucking
No.
I'm
not giving it a 10, but I'm gonna give it a 9.
Yeah, I think I'll go a 9 as well, because you can't really go lower than that, can you?
No.
Especially like that opening scene alone is just an instant 9.
Yeah.
It's so gross.
I think the reason that, and also for me, the reason I gave it such a high score is that there's not even that many dog scenes in it.
Yeah, it's just this weird.
The fact that
what is this? Yeah.
If this was just a bestiality porn film, and then they'd be like, well, then you are meeting the purpose of what the film was made for, right? By having all these like fucking animal sex scenes. But this is a film about a dog and an arm, and the dog barely even fucks the arm.
Yeah.
Or maybe it does. I don't know.
We didn't see that scene.
No, but still, so the fact that she's mostly fucking humans as well, I feel like the people who were going to see the woman get fucked by a dog are going to be like, awful, I want my money back, there was barely any dog fucking. Yeah. I think that
ups
gives
that does up the score. Just the like what is this kind of question that looms over this whole film.
Sure.
And also, I've never seen a film where a man's been cucked by an animal. So that also adds a little bit to it as well. But yeah, this is a gross film.
Nah.
So it's really not worth seeing.
No, it's not worth seeking out really either.
Yeah. So if you were interested in seeing this, just don't.
There's a lot better films out there.
Yeah, don't get hung up on this one, guys. Don't go on an endless hunt for this. It's really not. It's not worth it.
Yeah. So what do we do next time?
Well, we've talked about him quite a bit in this podcast there. Sato.
Hey!
Our boy. Director of Nay Means Yes. Yeah, so next time we're going to be doing one of his films. Not necessarily a Pink film.
Okay, nice.
So we're going to be doing his movie Soft Skin.
Nice.
From 1998. So pretty, kind of, not late in his career, but like post-heyday Sato. And it's one of my favorites by him. It's quite different from his usual stuff as well. So I thought that'd be an interesting one to talk about for next time.
So this is not a Pink film.
We'll get into that next time. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, look forward to it. I think I've not seen many of his non-Pink films, but the one I saw recently, is it Night of the Hands Model?
Yeah. Night of the Bodies Model?
Oh, that's right, yeah. Which is not a Pink film, but that was fucking great.
Yeah, that's a great
looking forward
one.
to seeing more of his non-Pink stuff.
Yeah, so next time we'll be talking about that one. And in the meantime, head on over to X.
Oh.
Give us a follow at SMSW Podcast. What else do people do? Oh, you can send us an email if you want to request more bestiality films.
Please don't.
Yeah, please don't. Show me something wrong at gmail.com. And the most important one, share this with your friends. Put a little...
Maybe not friends with dogs.
Yeah, maybe not this episode either.
Let's start with a nice one. With Super Shusha or something.
Yeah. Start with Super Shusha. Yeah, or Zombie Urban Decay. That was a pretty gentle...
Fuck a little, suck a little, smoke a little...
And also, I forgot to mention it throughout this episode. This episode is coming out on Boxing Day.
Oh, beautiful.
This is kind of our Christmas episode.
This is our Christmas.
This is our last episode for the year.
Oh, no.
Dog and Aunt. Fucking hell. We should put some Christmas music at the end of this episode.
At least we went off with a bang.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
And a Happy New Year.
Here's to more wrong films in 2024.
More dog films.
Not more dog films.